3 years ago this week, it was Labor Day, the same way that it was earlier this week, and Republicans were cheering bad jobs numbers with the hope of course, using them against Democrats, using them against President Obama. The Republican idea that anything bad that's currently happening in the country is a good thing because it can be pinned on Obama continues now. So we saw this 3 years ago, Lewis, and it keeps going on. The only problem is the numbers as far as jobs go are less. They're not as useful to Republicans as they may have been some years ago because the economy has added somewhere between 4.5 and 5 million jobs since President Obama took office in 2009. That's a net gain of jobs, by the way. By comparison, George W. Bush had a net gain of about 1.5 million jobs. The fascinating thing to me, Lewis, and I never hear Republicans talk about this, Republicans want small government. Public sector jobs have been reduced under President Obama. And we never hear anything from conservatives saying, you know what, we would love to have more jobs being created overall. We always would love that. But we have to give the president credit. It's mostly private sector jobs that have been created under his watch, and we've actually seen a reduction in public sector jobs. You never hear that from those who claim they want small government.
No, we're really not hearing anything about jobs anymore coming from the right. On top of all of this, corporate profits are soaring, like we've talked about, and it's just, I don't know. They have to focus on other things like immigration.
Well, the funniest thing, Lewis, is you're rightly pointing out that Republicans are now focused on immigration and spying, NSA type stuff. The funniest thing is that the law which allows the Central American children to stay in the U.S. was signed into law by George W. Bush, but now that's the focus of criticism on President Obama. And the NSA-related stuff was mostly created, crafted, and signed into law under George W. Bush. Yes, President Obama expanded and or reauthorized some parts, but all of this stuff started or was drastically expanded under George W. Bush. And now Republicans are so desperate to find stuff to criticize President Obama about, not that there's any shortage of stuff, it just seems Republicans are focused on the wrong stuff, that they're blaming Obama mostly for things that Republicans oversaw.
I remember early in his presidency, he was even being blamed for the recession,
right?
Which is incredible. So it's... things are getting pretty desperate now.
So no change over the last 3 years as far as that goes. Excellent program coming up today. We've got a great interview for you. We have audience questions that you will not want to miss. The audience questions segment continues to be just so popular. People just seem to love it. You can send us your questions via email by going to davidpakman.com and clicking contact us, or via voicemail 219-2 David P. Leave a voicemail, say I've got a question for the Friday show, and we will do our best to answer it.